Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the premiere episode of Mikey's Saturday Nightmares. Welcome, one and all. If you're just now joining us on this episode, welcome. If you've been here before and you've been here for a while, welcome back. Now, like I said, starting last night, when I posted last night, the intro video that you just saw is number one. Okay, there's going to be two more over the next coming weeks, and then you'll be able to vote on which one that I should stick with. So that was entrant number one, and then there'll be two more over the next 2 weeks. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed that first intro because right now that's like one of my favorite ones so far that I've got. But we got two more to go, so we'll see how it plays out. Now, on today's episode, it's Mikey's Saturday Nightmares, like I said. So on Saturdays, I'm going to discuss old horror films. And I'm talking from like 50s, 60s, 70s, maybe even a few 80 movies here and there, 80s films. We'll see how it goes. So today we're going to start the premiere episode off with a film from 1959. Yep, 1959. I said it correctly. And it was directed by a feller by the name of Ray Kellogg. Now, Ray Kellogg did a lot of like visual effects and things of that nature. And according to his history, he's only directed like 5 movies. The rest of it has been like behind the scenes stuff. So he directed this film, and it's called The Giant Gila Monster from 1959. And like I said, it's directed by Ray Kellogg, who directed such films as The Killer Shrews, My Dog Buddy, and he also directed The Green Berets with the great John Wayne. Now, I have not seen any of those films. Uh, just being honest, I'm a big John Wayne fan, but I have not watched The Green Berets. But I've heard it's a fantastic film. The Killer Shrews I have not watched yet, but I'm pretty sure at some point in time it will be on Mikey's Saturday Nightmares, and I will watch it before I put it on here. So this film stars Don Sullivan, who plays Chase Winstead. He's the hero of the movie. And he also played in such films as Seven Guns to Mesa, The Rebel Set, and Teenage Zombies. Now, I've seen none of those. These earlier films like this, there's only a select few that I have seen. I'm going to run into a lot of films that I have not seen before, and I may end up checking them out because I like, every once in a while, I like to watch a good old black and white, creature feature or early murder mystery or whatever. So I may have to get into some of these. And let's see, the film co-stars a Fred Graham, who plays Sheriff Jeff, which is kind of a weird, name for a sheriff. But anyways, he also played in such films as Arizona Raiders, Pocket Money, and one called Guns of a Stranger. Now, I'm pretty sure that, by looking these up, Arizona Raiders and Guns of a Stranger is a Western. And Pocket Money is with the great Paul Newman. And I've never seen that film, so I may have to check that one out. I like Paul Newman. Excuse me. I had a little bit of a rough start to the day. I felt pretty bad this morning, but it's kind of eased up enough to where I can get up and do a few things. So I decided I've got to get this video out. So just bear with me. And this film also co-stars Lisa Simone, who plays the character of Lisa, who is Chase Winstead's girlfriend in this film. And she also played in such films as Missile to the Moon, The Perfect Furlough, and she had an uncredited role in the movie Mutiny on the Bounty. And I think that was the 1967 version of Mutiny on a Bounty. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into this fantastic trailer for the Giant Gila Monster from 1959. Here we go.
This engine's still warm.
Say, did you see the skid marks out here? They go at a direct right angle to the direction of travel.
No digs in the macadam either. Somebody was hurt. There's blood all over this thing.
What is this black menace that kills everything it sees and hears? No human mind could imagine the enormous destructive power of this maddened, killing thing. If you're young people in love, look out. If you're driving a lonely road, you're as good as dead.
There's been a lot of livestock missing lately. That doesn't make headlines, but now it's people.
Never in the history of the United States, a monster of such size and power and horrifying hatred of man.
Okay, folks, there's the trailer for the Giant Gila Monster from 1959. It is not, it is not, I repeat, not a blockbuster trailer for a blockbuster film, but it is a classic 1950s creature feature that is, that truly, in my opinion, has stood the test of time. I mean, the special effects are not there, of course, but the acting is not there either, really, to be honest. But it is a fun movie. I find it so fun to sit back and watch some of these early creature features. Now, the plot for this film is, of course, a giant lizard terrorizes a rural Texas community, and a heroic teenager attempts to destroy the creature. Now, according to IMDb Movies, the budget for this movie was $138,000. Now, they clearly didn't spend it all on the special effects, but they did some of it on the special effects. But you have to go back and you have to look at this movie, okay? Yeah, the acting is subpar, not the best. But back in the 50s and the 60s, it was all about the cars, the hot rods, the science fiction. This was a fantastic creature feature. I can't say it enough. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Me and my daughter sat and watched this movie when she was younger, and I think it kind of put her on to the horror genre slowly. I mean, I didn't want to just throw her in there and say, here, watch this movie, and it scared the living shit out of her to where she didn't want to watch horror films. I gradually introduced her to the horror genre. And she liked this movie just as much as I did. Now, going into the trivia part of this movie, there was a scene in this film where Chase Winslet, he runs a mechanic shop. So he has his phone tapped into the sheriff's station. That way, if there's an accident somewhere, he can pick up the tow bill and get the job before anybody else. So he listens in on one of the phone calls to the police station about a car wreck. The voice on the other end of the phone when he's listening in on the phone call is that of Ken Curtis, producer of this film. But he is more famous for playing Festus in Gunsmoke. Now, I've watched Gunsmoke. I enjoyed watching Gunsmoke back in the day. Festus was a great character. He was a tremendous actor. And he really made, for me, he made Gunsmoke. He really did. Ken Knox, who plays disc jockey Steamroller Smith in this film, was a real disc jockey working at radio stations in Texas owned by Gordon McLendon, the uncredited executive producer of this film. Okay, and little monster trivia here. The Gila Monster is actually a Mexican bearded lizard originally released, and the film was originally released as a double feature with The Killer Shrews, which was also produced by Ken Curtis. The movie was colorized in 2007 along with The Killer Shrews as again a double feature. Now, it is my opinion that when you take a black and white film such as Giant Gila Monster, such as Gone with the Wind, not Gone with the Wind, I'm sorry, Giant Gila Monster, Killer Shrews, The Thin Man, any of those classic black and white films, when you colorize those, I think it ruins them. I really do. Will I watch it just to see what it looks like in color because I've never seen it in color before? Yes. But a lot of times I think it ruins the ambiance of the film. So I'm not really a big fan of taking a black and white film and colorizing it because it just ruins it for me. I thoroughly enjoy watching it in the original format. But like I said, this is a fantastic creature feature. There'll be more of these to come out on the channel on Saturdays. Like I said, it's Mikey's Saturday Nightmares for a reason. We're going to be doing movies from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and maybe a few 80s films, like I said. So if you like this kind of stuff, join me every Saturday. Okay? I'll be here. Now, so this is how the schedule is going to be set up from here on out so far. We will have Mikey's movie Rampage on Tuesdays. Then we'll have Classic Movie Buffet Theater on Fridays. Then we'll have Mikey's Saturday Nightmares, of course, on Saturday. And then Sundays will still be Supernatural Sunday. So tune in tomorrow for the finale of Season 5, the episode 22 Swan Song episode. So, be prepared for that because it will be out tomorrow. And then I'll be back on Tuesday with another Mikey's Movie Rampage and we'll start the whole week over again. So, I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I hope you tune in for next week's episode and continuing forward. So, like I said, we've got 2 more intros to go over the next couple of weeks. So, watch all 3 intros and then I will put a poll up so you can vote on your favorite intro for this show. Then we'll stick to it going forward. So, until tomorrow, thank you all so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.